This is John from the Aimless Adventure Podcast. We're here at the Phoenix Comicon 2016, and I'm sitting here with Tony Todd. You might know him as Candyman. You might know him as the Coroner from Final Destination. He's done a lot of voiceover work. Final Destination.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people believe that your character was the devil. What's your thoughts on that? Was that intentional?
Well, you know, I've heard that before, but that would be way too easy a choice. That's just way too easy. I mean, did I grow horns? Did I no, the thing is, it's completely opposite. He's actually a fallen angel that has to warn a certain number of people before he can pass over to another side.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's a much more interesting take on it.
Definitely.
So he's more benevolent than he is maniacal.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
Either way, it's a great series to be involved in. Jeffrey Reddick, who created it, was an extraordinary human being, and I love him to death. You know, originally that was submitted to be an episode on X-Files.
Okay.
And Glenn Morgan and James Wong put a footnote in it and held it for themselves because they knew it would be a better film franchise. And Craig Perry came aboard as executive producer, and the rest is history. We're 5 in, and who knows where we're going to go from there.
I wouldn't mind a 6. I mean, we've watched. Me and my wife have watched every one of them in the theater. So it's, if anything, that would be our movie. Yeah.
I love the 5th one, the way it, just sort of wrapped around. But I think there's wiggle room.
Definitely.
And I think they know that too. So.
What point in your life did you decide acting is what I'm going to do?
I was in high school. You know, I was rescued at age of 3 by my aunt. And her whole purpose, she couldn't have a child, and she poured unconditional love into my whole development process and my spiritual growth. And every summer, from the time I was, say, in 5th grade, I was in a special program every summer, from geology through the Boy Scouts to art camp, through science camp. Every year I had a different experience, and that led into my formation. Okay. In high school, between freshman and sophomore, I had a 7-inch growth spurt. I mean, it was miraculous.
Wow.
I went from talking like this to, and where's my stuff, to being the voice that I am now. Yeah,
knows.
But I couldn't move down the hallway without tripping over something. I was a legitimate, original geek. And the athletic department would just shake their head at me saying, what are we going to do with this kid? What we going to do? I would lock myself into a locker. Eventually, an English teacher, Mrs. Reynolds, gave me a copy of Shakespeare's The Tempest. Now, I was a comic book nerd before that, but for me, the Shakespeare's words were like a graphic novel, the original graphic novel, come to life. From that moment on, I knew that I was bit. I auditioned for the next school play, didn't get it, but I was appointed chief curtain puller. And I was so good, man. I was so happy. I mean, highest days. I was opening and closing the curtain at the wrong places. They slapped me, so I said, they just kept stepping on my seat. And the very next production I got, which was Dracula, but I didn't play Dracula. I played Van Helsing.
Oh,
and from
even
that
better.
Yeah, even better. He talked a lot.
Right.
So from that moment on, it was over. My peers finally accepted me. I said, I'm going to take this seriously. My aunt said, go with blessings. And I went to school. I got my master's in theater.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of being a geek and a nerd and everything, how do you feel about doing these cons?
They're great. You know, this one for me is not as successful as most of them. I'm usually have a line around the block.
Right.
But it's okay because A, I have a guarantee, and B, I get the people I do get to meet. 30% of the people have come in the line just to say thank you.
Right.
And that means more because it's genuine and they take the time to do that.
Exactly.
That's important. And we get feedback from, for me, not just one character, but from the body of work. Every single thing on this table has been talked about this weekend. And so that's great.
Right.
And I have a terrific home life, and I'm working. I'm always working. So
Definitely.
right now I'm doing a new series for the Freeform channel, which used to be ABC Family Channel. It's called Dead of Summer. And it debuts June 27th, 28th. And I play a ghost on that. It's a very interesting concept because it's the same producers as Lost, Alias, and Once Upon a Time. So it's got pedigree.
Right.
I shoot it up in Vancouver. I play a ghost from 1871. Each season is going to focus on a different decade.
Okay.
So the first decade is 1989. And you know how many things happened in 1989 in summer camps where teenagers needed to swim after midnight.
Right. Awesome.
Perfect.
Awesome. Yes.
Yeah. Second season is going to be 72.
A lot of our fans and some of the people on the podcast.
Right.
Really appreciate your voiceover work on video games. So you got anything else in the works in voiceover?
Yeah, there's a video game. I can't tell you the title.
Okay.
Listen, when I first did Call of Duty Black Ops 2, I had to sign a waiver 6 months before it came out that I couldn't talk about it. You know, I'm a gamer, okay?
Awesome.
Right now I'm in the middle of Uncharted 4.
Great game.
It's a beautiful game. It's one of the best games I've ever seen. Not only it's so lush that sometimes you forget about trying to figure out what you got to do. So you know how hard that was for me to not. I couldn't even tell my family because if anybody spilled the beans, they'd come back to me.
Right.
And that was torture. And then finally it came out and it broke records. So yeah, there's There's a lot of voiceover work is developing. You know, I got to play Zoom this year on The Flash.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, huh?
Yeah, so that originally was going to be 4 episodes, ended up being 16.
Awesome.
And, you know, it's a comic book and a comic book villain, so they never go away.
Right.
They try to lock us up in Arkham Asylum and
Definitely.
put me together with the Riddler and the Joker, and we'll figure a way out of it.
Oh, man. Yes. Okay. What role would you say that you've put your heart and soul into that you just, above the rest, loved playing?
Well, you know, I've been lucky. I do the big budget films, like Michael Bay's work, to then be able to do independent films where I can pick and choose characters, real characters. Theater is my first love, so I'm doing a new one-man show called Ghost in the House, which is about the life of Jack Johnson, the first African-American heavyweight champion in America, who faced exile for 10 years because of his social beliefs. So that, I mean, they're all like children, you know? They're all like children. I reteamed with Bernard Rose, who wrote and directed Candyman, for a new version of Frankenstein, which unfortunately our distributor, here it is right here, it's a picture of it, our distributor dropped the ball, but if you go on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 100% rating. I mean, it's a quality production. That's a current favorite because I got to channel Muddy Waters and Vanish Boy and then work with Bernard. So please, all you people out there, check out Frankenstein. Trust me. If you don't like it, call my business manager, okay? And we will refund 3 times what you paid for it. I guarantee you it's that good. And I'm so pissed off at the way the distribution system is working right now. But we'll fix it.
We'll definitely watch.
And everything starts with the writer. So all you people out there who are interested in writing, don't just dream about it. Get up, put down whatever's distracting you, and start writing. You all have experiences and stories. Trust me, I used to be shy when I was a social. Is somebody's phone on? Or is that mine?
It's next.
It's next door. It's my boy Kane Hodder, who's always late.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him about it. I should take a picture of his line and send him, maybe shock him into waking up.
There we go.
We all know each other. It's all a wonderful society.
Yeah, definitely. I was up until like my sophomore, junior year maybe. I would have never imagined I'd be in a podcast sitting here talking to you. This is just surreal to me.
We're talking to each other.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of, this is why America's great.
Definitely.
You know, because we got people from all walks of life. They're able to communicate, and we have shared passions and shared hopes and dreams.
Passions.
Anybody can be anything. I didn't even know I was poor until I was 14. My aunt made sure I had something to eat and that I had my spiritual growth satisfied. But if I can make it and escape the inner city traps and troubles and tribulations, anybody can make it. Just find your dream, find your path, do something about it, and then just don't take no for an answer. Be fearless.
Definitely.
Like your favorite superhero.
I like to say, don't be a product of your environment.
No.
Make the environment a product of you.
That's a good way of putting it.
Definitely.
And one thing I want to say, we're going to be starting a foundation where we want to bring kids from all walks of life, all parts of the country together each year to take them to a special area, be it Bozeman, Montana, Joshua Tree, Bay Area, Big Bear, wherever, and then get them to talk, to have fun, experience something they've never seen before, dialogue, and then go back to where they came from and share what they've learned. That's essentially important. 2016, we've lost too many influential people who have contributed so much to the growth of this country. So it's time for the millennials and the young generation to step up, step forward, put your cell phones down, communicate personally with people, and share those passions. That's all we got left.
Definitely. All right, one last question.
Yes, sir.
What color is your bathroom door?
You know what? That's a very interesting. It's peach.
Oh.
We live in Echo Park. It's actually peach, but on it is a picture of a headshot of Frankenstein.
Oh, that is awesome.
So I got a little plaque there, and then on the other side is a mugshot of Frankenstein.
Oh,
Where
nice.
he's like got his tats on, he's got a cigarette behind his ear, and he's being mugged out. And he said, "Really? You gonna keep me? Really?" You don't even know the weird stuff that I've been able to collect in my house. My garage is filled with DVDs and stuff, and I got a dartboard outside, a shuffleboard thing. I'm a kid, man.
Nice.
I got all the toys I need.
Awesome. Thank you again so much.
PS4. Can't wait for the new PlayStation system to come out, folks.
Yeah.
It's going to be revolutionary.
We're always waiting for that.
The first generation of virtual reality is coming out, but about, say, 2 steps away, it is going to be so immersive. People, you know what? For all you people that are already trapped and cutting off in the world, maybe you don't need it. Maybe you should experience life first. Grow a garden, plant some tomatoes,
Very good
rescue
point.
a cat.
Something, yes.
Do something.
But yeah, we really can't thank you enough for giving us some of your time.
It's my
really
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.